for being here. It's a pleasure to have all of you to come see this. I'm coming here from Italy. I've been traveling through a lot of familiar faces. I've been traveling through, let's say, all of the world, participating in different events, getting to know more this culture and becoming part of it. And currently, I wanted to come here today to talk about two projects that have been following me for the past 2 or 3 years. So, on one side, like, who am I? This is me with my mom. I thought I'd send you the most normal picture I could show you. The thing is that, what a lot of us have discovered thanks to Web3 is that it's not about who you are, but it's about who you are, why you are, what identity you decided to take. So I am Luca Martinelli, but I decided for a reason to become Vandalo Ruins, V-Ruins. So my life was normal. I was with my family. I was in Italy. Then COVID happened. And as many people during that period, we sort of had to find a reason, a purpose, to keep doing what we were doing, to keep being active. And for this reason, I created this second identity for me called V-Ruins. And we've been doing a lot of stuff, and I've been very, very privileged and honored to be able to travel the world and meet so many amazing people and do so much wonderful stuff. In the specific, so as I told you, I'm fairly known for 4 projects that I've been working on. The most old one is Sewer. Then we have Permissionless. There is Seance and NFT-CC. All of these are within the realm of digital art and culture, some being my personal art projects like Seance and Permissionless, Permissionless being more like an intersection between being an exhibitor, being like an alternative gallery, and at the same time doing street digital art. We'll see a little bit more about that at the end of the presentation. But today what I want to talk to you about is mainly Sewer and NFT-CC, which is NFT Community Conference. So starting about what Sewer is, 2021, so 3 years ago, when the NFT boom was happening, right? I had this situation in Italy where a lot of my friends that I made online, especially friends from Italy, kept talking about NFTs, blockchain, and they were so ecstatic. And the most important thing is that most of the conversation was not about the economic intrinsic value of what was happening. It was not about, oh, I can trade this and flip this and I can make money like this. It was about the fact that people were excited. It was after COVID and people were extremely excited to meet together, to do things together. And this is such an important proactive energy that we tried to support for the entirety of our program that has been going on for more than 3 years. The video that you're seeing right now is the first event that we produced by selling these NFTs that you see on the side of these 101 illustrated rats, where essentially we decided to present the project itself as a concept of bottom-up. Tackling the concept of the sewer as the base infrastructure of society, saying that at the end of the day, we start from the bottom up, we are not established, but we are happy to get our hands dirty, we're happy to be proactive together and celebrate what we want to celebrate and the culture that we are creating together. So this was one of the first activations really in Italy about NFTs and blockchain, and it was completely crowdfunded and sourced by people, by random under 30-year-old people. They were connecting online, connecting in real life, having the opportunity to pull in together some resources. Everybody bought in this collection of NFTs that we did on Polygon, and we fundraised enough budget to then do another series of events. And mind you, this is still in a period where NFTs, blockchain, and its communities were not being openly accepted. There was still a lot of controversy. And so we were creating this welcoming environment, as you can see in these other 2 events that were also funded by this initial NFT sale, that really brought together this international and national community and started to connect these people and help this culture to grow in Italy, but especially to grow on a bottom-up approach, growing with a self-respect of each other as peers and trying to understand how to work successfully together. These 2 videos is the second event that we did, which was Agora, and then the third one was a very interesting experiment where we collaborated with an esports bar and we created a gamified digital art gallery where the artists were able, through their purchases, to get points and then redeem those points to curate the screens. And that created an interesting solution in our neighborhood where digital artists were actively meeting up to have fun in this lounge bar and at the same time sort of promoting this pro-consumer type of business where they were coming and they were sort of becoming owners, curators of the space by being active in the space, which is something that we truly believe is a formula for the future. Moving forward, so what are the main things that we understood in our experimentations that we've been doing for more than 3 years at this point? Is that identity and community for sure create a prosumer environment that encourages self-responsibility and entrepreneurship at many levels. Where the education system, for example, in Italy fails a lot, which is about making people responsible, making people problem solvers. This is something that we realize that if there is a motive, if there is an identity that people can find within a community, they will by themselves responsibilize and try to find solutions to manifest what they want to happen, to bring to life the ideas, the dreams, and the collective objectives that they can share. And another thing that we discovered is that currently there is not an easy way to keep track in a meritocratic system of self-responsibility of who contributes and who benefits. So many times you have these communities that form up. These are very, let's say, non-official relationships that sometimes are born of collaboration between individuals. It's very hard to keep track without having to have always a legal participation inside of the activity of who is contributing with network, with budget, with work, with resources, and who is simply being present and benefiting without putting effort inside. So there is no recognition of the meritocratic system in place. And third thing that we discovered is that closed circle businesses, so businesses where it is clear who is part of this, they sign a deal, they are co-owners of the project, and it's a project where the shares have been divided and whatnot. These realities have pre-existing work infrastructure services that facilitate their management and execution. So if you want to open a startup, there is an entire infrastructure that your government can propose to you of tools to help you manage your company and your startup. That is, of course, in the case in which then you form a closed group. In the moment in which you want to have a community-owned business or something that it needs to stay flexible, it is very important to understand that there are not yet infrastructures dedicated to this. So what we did is that we identified that crowdsourced and funded activities were a growing trend and that is especially healing society in a post-COVID era. It was very important for all of our community members that go from the south of Italy in Naples all the way to the north of Italy to Milan and Turin and Venice to understand that the most impactful thing that they were doing was not being able to let's say, necessarily be part of an exclusive closed circle of people, but actually of being able to connect openly and to, through a meritocratic system, understand who was bringing value inside the ecosystem, therefore should be recognized on an entire national scale. So this started to become something quite big for us. As I was saying, like, not only it's this that we figured out, but also that independently started large-scale operations in all the Italian territory are self-funded, that we did were self-funded and produced to represent the online culture that is redefining social proactive interactions. So, to go more in the details of what we have been doing, we literally went from a case study of a community to building the digital infrastructure to support the type of activity that our community was doing. So crowdfunding and crowdsourcing. We identified some problems and we tried to solve it by ourselves. So we started to developing, again, in a crowdsourced and crowdfunded manner, a platform to necessitate our needs. In a specific sense, let me go back and show it to you from the beginning. We created this platform where each one of us can connect through their wallets. It is very simple. You just put your MetaMask password and you're in. If you have an ENS domain, Ethereum name service, of course, we'll connect to that too. Here you can see those famous 50 NFTs that we sold 3 years ago that funded the entire project. And on the side of those, you can see 4 bars, which are the community, marketing, technology, and treasury soulbound token point tanks. And what we're doing is we're creating on-chain SBT receipts of every type of contribution that a member does to the project. Might it be, for example, bringing some network, bringing a sponsor, bringing some screens, doing marketing, creating the visuals, coming to do security and whatnot. As a group of peers, we sit down, we describe the activity, we do an exercise of activity value distribution. So we go and analyze together how much is the value of the activity and for what categories. And as you can see in this first one over here that we have started the testing with, that is more or less how the ranking is going to start looking, meaning that we're going to know inside of our ecosystem who has been active doing what. So who has been writing code and donating code to the project, who has been finding sponsors, who has been a marketing advocate, and so on and so forth. And this is very important for us because, as we said, it's the base structure to start to clarify our relationships between these communities and to make collaboration on a larger international, national scale more viable. As I said, this is an entire project being built by the community for its own community. We're right now in beta testing, especially because recently what we did is that we started to use this platform for a case study that we developed. So the case study that we decided to do is called NFTCC, Community Conference. We started to produce larger scale activations through our crowdfunded and crowdsourced activities. No more in bars, no more in clubs, now finally in more established places, talking about museums, galleries and whatnot, festivals. And we literally started to move all over the city, all over the nation, thanks to our community. We arrived in Naples in 2022, where we did a wonderful historical NFT CryptoArt exhibition inside one of the most important historical archaeological museums of Italy, which is the Galleria Borbonica. As you can see, we video mapped Galleria Borbonica. We created a 30-minute documentary about NFTs before of Ethereum. We discussed about, for example, Namecoin. We talked about Bitcoin. We talked about pepes. We exhibited them. And then we talked about historical projects like Dada. We had Robness as a special guest. I wish I could show you all the video, but I think we might be running out of time soon. Besides Naples, we started to work in Milano. We collaborated with a project to have some of our events hosted in this venue in Milano, which now permanently, upon request, can host our events and community meetups. Lastly, we've done a wonderful event in Rome that was exactly last year that brought together a lot of international brands. Again, I wish I could show you the entire video, but we're really running out of time. Just to let you know, Museum of CryptoArt was here with Colborn, Vertical CryptoArt with Mikol, we had Superchief with Edward Zipko, and it was the first time that such big names were coming to Italy, and it was a bottom-up community bringing them together. These are just some of the speakers that quickly I'm going to show to you that came. We're talking about Operator Dejati. And again, these are like all people that showed up for a community that was independently organizing these events. And recently in Naples, we also had Expanded Art with Annika, Ivona Tao, Gordon Berger, and many others. Very quickly, very happy to have you here. I just wanted to show you what we're going to be doing next in Rome. We got this amazing festival called Videocittà that we're collaborating with. They have recognized us, and we had the opportunity to get some booths. Actually, we took more booths than any other project inside of this festival. We have a total of 4 booths that we're going to be setting up for a digital art exhibition. And not only that, we decided to do a solo event in this incredible immersive venue. And again, this looks incredible, and it was crowdfunded, crowdsourced, and I cannot believe that this is happening. It is thanks to blockchain, it is thanks to prosumer economy, and it is thanks to communities. These are just some of the brands that we collaborated with. We hope to work with more, hopefully some people in here. And tonight at 10 p.m., you can scan this code. We are going to be doing the video mapping of the building. Hope to see you there. And last but not least, if you want to keep in contact with me, this is my QR code, and I hope to be able to chat more with you and organize some stuff in Italy or outside of Italy. Thank you so much.